part of my hobby. When I go to the supermarket, I spend too much time. Sometimes my wife complains because I stayed too long deciding on looking for some excellent Romanian wine, which you have so many. Most probably, the first glass of wine, it was with my father. The beginning, the big one of the Chilean wine, we have to go back to mid of 16th century, when the Spanish conquerors arrived in Chile. And because they need the priest, they need for the mass, for the sacrament ceremonies, they need the wine. That's the beginning. So we have to admit that at the beginning, the Chilean wine was for these purposes. So it was not in terms of quality, it was for mass consumption, mass Catholic and mass for everybody. But it was 300 years later that the quality of wine improved a lot and reached an excellent level and started being very well known in Europe and in the rest of the world. This was by the time of our independence. In the 19th century, important land owner sent their son to Europe for education. And when they came back with the knowledge of how to produce good quality of wine. And since that moment, we reached the excellent level that we are enjoying now in terms of wine.
We all drank, or at least heard about Casillero del Diablo. What is the story?
The owner of the vineyard is not here to respond, but we can admit, we can assume he was very clever. The thing was, he realized that someone was stealing the wine. So he decided to pass the message that the seller was taken care by the evil. And in Spanish, Casillero del Diablo, Diablo's evil. So he solved the problem because at that time, the people that work in the cellar, taking care of the cellar of the wine, were normal people. Probably they believe in this myth. So they stopped stealing the wine because they were scared about the evil. And so it was a very clever and very creative initiative from the owner.
In your opinion, what's the best wine from Chile?
You challenge me to decide, to vote. But since I represent a democratic country, I will vote. The brand is Don Melchor, the Marqués de Casa y Concha, belong to the Concha y Toro. For me, it's one of the best. Alma Vida from Montes Alfa is another excellent brand of wine. I think one of them you can find here in the Romanian market.
The first glass of wine in your life?
That it was with my father, because the first cigarette, it was offered for my father too. He was very open-minded, and he preferred their son to start smoking or drinking alcohol with him. So he taught me how to drink. So most probably, the first glass of wine, it was with my father.
Whom do you prefer enjoying a glass of wine with? Friends, family, by yourself?
Well, it's very easy. Of course, with friends and family. Actually, it's a tradition, not just in Chile. Any family moment, celebration, or important event, we enjoy it with a glass of wine. In the case of Chile, of course, enjoying our own wine. Actually, every Sunday, if you go to Chile, we'll offer you the typical Chilean food, the empanadas, pairing with a good red wine. In Eastern, we don't eat meat. We are Catholic, mainly Catholic. So everybody goes to the market for fish or seafood, and we pair it with white wine. So in any moment, important event, the wine is present in our tables in Chile.
White, rosé or red?
I prefer red, but I have to admit that sometimes in summer season, I like white wine, sec and cold. If I have the option, I will go for Carmener, who is the emblematic cepage of grape now, but also Cabernet, with some flavor of oak.
Your favorite Romanian wine?
Well, I would prefer to speak about the grape. Feteasca Negra, Feteasca Alba, for me are the best. It's part of my hobby. When I go to the supermarket, I spend too much time. Sometimes my wife complains because I stay too long deciding on looking for some excellent Romanian wine, which you have so many.
Does wine create bonds between people?
A lot. It's not a secret. That's why we normally, when we have to discuss, we have even a working meeting or working lunch, the wine have to be present because it helps to break the ice and to create a special environment. So I agree with your question, I fully agree. Este mare plăcere de lucrat aici la România. Eu mi-am întorcat aici după 35 ani trecut. Mulțumesc mult! Vamos a brindar por Rumania y por Chile. Salud!